One is the mathematics of chaos, and the other is the study of memes, that basically studying why something becomes self-replicating in the future, yeah? Because this is what fashion is. Fashion is some self-replicating brand, you know? It's not that the business that has created a certain brand is better at selling, is that the brand has some self-replicating properties. I mean, it appeals to the mind of a person, and that mind of the person becomes the replicator. So, I mean, this is the law, you know, and it's it's accidents, it's natural selection, it's like in biology. It's mean flows, natural selection, and mean drift. Every laws that goes in biology goes in the market too. I mean, and of course it's a natural selection. I mean, you either eat or be eaten. That's it. So, and this happens all the time. For instance, there are some species going extinct today, and we don't know exactly what species will go extinct and what not. So the same. I mean, brands go extinct every day. Brands conquer the market every day, and you cannot make a prediction. But yeah, what you can do basically is to calculate probabilities, to see, okay, what brand has the probability, what product, what idea, what trend has the probability, the highest probability to conquer the market in the future. And this is, I mean, this is the best marketing you can do, because it's better to ride a wave it's easier to ride a wave than to generate a wave. I mean, even if you generate a wave, you cannot compete, you cannot match a hurricane, a strong wind. So when a strong wind blows, you ride the highest wave. You don't try to generate your wave, because you don't have the means, and even if you have the means, you don't know if you'll succeed, okay? So, I mean, this is the idea in short, which I wanted to communicate. Any question on idea or input or correction or whatever you guys want to do?
Yeah. Yes. We just agree. I don't think any of us have something to argue with.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Fine. So probably you are going to be in business in the future, yeah?
Yes.
Let me ask you a question. Have you watched the movie The Wolf of Wall Street?
Yes, I do. I'm not sure about the other.
You remember that movie was a very good movie, by the way, yeah?
Yes.
And yeah, DiCaprio played the protagonist, but the real McCoy, so let's say so, showed up in the movie at the end.
Yes.
You know, because he didn't have the charisma, he didn't play his own role because he didn't have the charisma of DiCaprio. Okay, so he wanted DiCaprio to play his role to be more charmant. But at the end, you remember he said something. He was doing some seminars, and he said like DiCaprio was there and said, he said, please sell me this pen.
Yes.
You know?
The pen, yes.
How to sell a pen? Big deal, you know, a pen. What's a pen? Basically, the idea is not to bring rational arguments that pen is better than other pens, you know, but to turn that pen into a meme, a self-replicating idea. And if you remember another fact in the movie, the guy went to a sort of deplorable business. They were doing some small trading, you know, stock trading, but they're really low in the market. And all of a sudden he makes them succeed because basically he was a very good psychologist and he knew how to speculate every trend. Now, probably you say it was not ethical. You know, of course it was not ethical, but let us ask what is ethical. Because if business would be in or to do only good things, I mean, for people, they will not succeed. This is a fact, okay? A business is supposed to generate money, you know? And so, ethics is something we have to talk about, but definitely this is not the place to talk ethics. And so, I mean, this is, the movie is an eye-opener because what happened, even the name Wolf of Wall Street, it was like the guy was not part of the Wall Street elite. He was not a corporate elite broker. He was somebody that had the instincts and knew how to act, you know. And so he was like a wolf among the Wall Street elite because he was just preying on them. But he had no problem. He could sleep good at night because those elite were preying on people too, you know. And he was preying on the predators. He didn't have any problem with it. I mean, if you go fishing and you catch a shark, you have no problems, okay, that shark is a predator, I'm going to eat the predator, so I have no problem. So this was his own ideology. But what I like to emphasize is that basically it's the kind of people that drives in chaos, that doesn't go by fixed rules, that is always realizes that the game is changing every time, and it's going to learn the new rules of the game every time, you know. So I want to give you a good example about marketing. I think it's one of my favorite stories, you know. So take for instance, Xerox Ventura. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Xerox Ventura. Xerox Ventura was a software business, like in the 90s, and in the 80s, especially in the 80s. Along with the IBM, they were the dinosaurs, the strongest, you know. And all of a sudden, in the board of directors, there comes a lady. A lady, she was an employee of Xerox Ventura, and she said, I have made a new invention. They say, let's see what is that. And guess what it was? It was a mouse, you know? It was a mouse. I mean, a mouse, like that. Oh, yeah. Okay? A mouse, yeah? It was a mouse. So the board of executives look at the mouse, they say, okay, here is the mouse, where is the cat? So they couldn't get the concept, you know. She said, okay, it's something you can navigate through a graphic interface. And they say, okay, whatever, ma'am, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Now, next day, here comes Steve Jobs, an Austrian. And they go to the director and say, we learned that you have a new invention, you call it a mouse, and a computer graphic interface, and we'd like to buy it. And so they were like, Wozniak and Steve Jobs were just two youngsters working in a garage. There are two students working in a garage, that's it, you know? No big business people. So Xerox Ventura looks at them, you are not even business people. What are you guys? Just two losers working in a garage, okay? Okay, take it. No, we don't need any money from you. Because, you know, we are the big business Xerox and you, who are you? Like two losers working in a garage trying to make a computer, blah, blah, blah. Take it and have fun. They took it. Now, you imagine the mouse along with the graphic interface in computers is probably the single most revolutionary idea in computer science the last 30, 40 years or so, probably in the whole history of computers. No? The most revolutionary idea is the mouse and graphic interface. This is what computers are all about. And those dinosaurs had that big business, it was a big business, had big buildings everywhere. Zarathustra gives it away to two losers. They call them losers, Steve Jobs and Wozniak. The two guys, young, fresh, open-minded, they realized the potential of the mouse. This is what we need to make the PC user-friendly, you know? So, because the conventional wisdom was like that, okay, in order to use a computer, you have to be a computer engineer, you know? You have to know how to write all those lines, all those commands on the screen, you know? And so, not everybody is good at it. So, this is something for computer engineers, not for common people. Now, once they had the mouse and graphic interface, every person with average IQ, even low IQ, could use a computer. And so they beat the market with that. But what's the problem? They didn't invent the mouse. This is what I have to want to say. They didn't invent the mouse. Steve Jobs, although he is credited with inventing the mouse, he didn't invent. Or Bill Gates, basically, he stole the graphic interface and the mouse from Steve Jobs. Probably you know the story, yeah? No, they didn't invent it. They realized the potential of this very small change in computer technology to beat the market. And they went by it. Now, the problem here is that Xerox Ventura, if I ask you, you guys heard about Xerox Ventura, you don't even know it ever existed. When I was younger, Xerox Ventura was big business and was very famous, you know. It just disappeared because they had the best experts in marketing, they had good business plans, they had good boards of directors, but they didn't have that instinct to realize that a very small change in the computer technology is going to bring an avalanche, like a domino effect, you know, to change everything in computer technology. Because that very small thing, the mouse, you remember the joke of where is the cat, okay? Now, that very small thing, the mouse, revolutionized computer technology. So because he made it very user-friendly. You make it user-friendly, then you have personal computers. You no longer have those big computers in the universities and science and NASA and business, you know, with those computer engineers that can write the commands, you know. No, you have just graphics and mouse, and you navigate easily. So it's amazing. So this is, I don't know, you look around now. Probably something is happening right now in the world. I don't want to say what. That many things are happening in the world. Many of the things happening now in the world, 20 years from now, will become the big ideas, the big deal, you know. So everybody will say, if I only bought the stocks, or I only jumped into that wagon, you know, I'll be a billionaire now, you know. But actually, they are here now. I mean, they are here now in every realm. There are the brands, the technologies, the new brands, the new ideas, and they are very cheap. And these are going to be the market. Now you imagine, you think, okay, those big businesses, they have these experts in marketing, they have those fantastic experts in management, and they do fantastic business plans, they have fantastic board of directors and blah, 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 all those stuff. And you know, probably many of those big businesses will fail in the future, will become history, and probably some young person today with a new idea will become the next Bill Gates or the next Zuckerberg or the next Elon Musk. You never know, you know. And with a very new thing, and many people will jump in the bandwagon and they become themselves successful businessman, billionaire, just because they had that instinct to realize that something will change it into the market. So I think this is, basically all this is chaos. Let me go back to it. It's chaos theory. I mean, the system is too complex to make a sure prediction. You just have to have the instincts and to look around and to see this or that, or what is better, or what should I do. But you never know. You never know what happens in the future. You never know what happens in the future. So this is a problem, okay? One of my favorite examples is Elon Musk with his Tesla, because it's a great, great idea, Tesla, you know. And I remember, you know, let me ask you, how long have electric motors, electric engines, electric cars been around? And you'll be surprised if I tell you that Porsche did an electric car in the late 19th century, you know. So electric cars have been around since before the combustion car, yeah, the gas car. So it's the gas engine. So electric cars has been improved, have been around for a